What you had some interesting tweets this week, right?
No, I got some stuff here I want to talk about. So John Moore did a review. John Moore is ProWrestling.net, and he's the guy on ProWrestling.net that does the Impact reviews. Okay, and he reviewed my performance on Impact. Now this review, I want to say, has nothing to do with. There's no correlation in the fact that or collusion in the fact that I'm going to be doing Jason Powell's show this week. Okay,
all right.
That's so this is John's. This is John's thoughts. All right. And he's talking about the thing that I did with Tessa this past week. I'm not going to if you still haven't seen it yet, I'm not going to spoil it for people, okay? While the build wasn't as innovative or unique as the Scarlet Bordeaux versus Disco feud, this feud led to 2 straight weeks of very compelling matchups with this and last week's Disco segments. Disco has been shameless in a good way in that all he does is act smug and say things that piss off the crowd, from being sexist to mocking the crowd for being marks. I'd say that Disco has been an unsung hero in the Impact undercard, and hopefully other heels take some of the very basic tricks he's applying to get heat from the crowd. Tessa didn't necessarily gain much in terms of babyface credibility from this, but at least she got to look very violent in her quick assault on Disco. So, did you hear the line before that? Let me repeat this again. This is just what a fan is saying. I'd say that Disco has been an unsung hero in the Impact undercard, and hopefully other heels take some of the very basic tricks he's applying to get heat from the crowd. Right. And it should. We've talked about it on this show repeatedly, haven't we?
Yeah, 1,000%.
The basic tricks. And people, if you've watched Impact, okay, and if you watch what was the past few weeks of TV, we have discussed stuff like this on the show all the time. So if you want to know how like good discussions on getting heat and stuff and everything, you're talking to two of the people that are better at it than most people. You know?
Right, bro. I've been literally in not even a heel Disco, an uber heel in Mexico for like the last 12 years. Just like the shit I've done is just really, you know what I'm saying? And the shit you've been doing right now has been incredible. So a lost start, just like punching is a lost start, super lost start. Right. Selling is a lost start. Maybe lost forever, bro. I don't know. But come on, if you ever want to be a good heel, you gotta learn how to get heat. And I think myself and Disco have explained, literally, and you've seen it on TV, even when I came in with a LAX. But anyways, so
you know what I think
you've done a great job because you're not afraid to get heat.
Well, there's the main thing today, okay, is that like this up and coming, like this next generation of wrestlers, just like really have issues with when people don't like them.
Right. This is what I tell some of the wrestlers. I go, so let me see if I got this right. If you were to be told that you're gonna get a part in a movie as this badass villain, are you not going to take it because you're afraid of how you're going to be perceived publicly? Because that's what you're doing. You're doing a mini movie. You're doing a mini soap opera. That's all you're doing. You're playing a role. That's it.
Well, here's the thing, too. And this is a problem. And this is why there's not a lot of stars in professional wrestling today. Okay? Because a lot of baby faces haven't been able to beat that uber heel to take the next step to the next level because nobody has really a lot of heat.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is like this generation of wrestlers aren't doing each other any favors by not having some of the guys, hey, we got to start being heels. It's in this culture of wrestling, okay? Your social media, everything is a kind of extension of you. You've got to basically say, hey, I'm going to sacrifice my social media to try to use it to get people to not like me.
And it's kind of weird because for all the, one of the very few girls that's really good at getting heat and Impact is probably Taya and Tessa. So why would you be turning Tessa face? You know what I'm saying? But there's very few people that are really good heels. Kevin Cross is a good heel, but Paul Lazenby made a very good point on the cruise, the one you were booed at and the one that Chris
We're
Jericho...
not going to talk about that.
Okay, but I just want to bring this up, all right? Chris Jericho's dad, okay? Right. And I could say that he might have been in collusion with Lord Cyrus of Moldavia, who at that time was dressed as Captain Stubing from the Love Boat, Okay, very ridiculous pencil. John Hughes thin mustache that he had going on. All right, he was interviewing the babyface assassin, Chris Jericho's dad. When Chris Jericho's dad had a couple words for you, maybe there was a little bit of interaction, with the fans. Okay.
Is that what he called me? A twerp, a punk, and a wimp?
Yeah.
Among other things.
You call that just a little interaction with the fans? That's how you're referring to that. Yeah.
Oh, Brad Willie.
He's slandering me on a cruise in front of everybody, and then you just said and you're referring to that as an interaction with the fans.
Yeah, that's almost like that guy that at that podcast you said he plays with toys, and he got mad, and he said, "What were action figures or what?"
No, he interacts with the action figures. He doesn't play.
Yes, he interacts with the action figures. But now I lost my train of thought. Where was I going?
Turning Tessa babyface.
Yeah, turning Tessa babyface, and then something after that.
Because you said that you got Cross is a good heel, but as Paul Lazenby
a good heel, right?
But Paul Lazenby pointed on the cruise.
Security to the Goon said that sometimes he'll see.
No, he's the Goon security to the stars. Yeah,
security to the stars.
But he's the Goon.
He's the Goon.
Right.
I'm in Iran, dude. So, so Paul Lazenby had actually made a point because I think you and I, we love guys that they kind of stay in character all the time. Mm-hmm. Then he says that sometimes he'll see Kevin like chatting with people or video chats or whatever. Oh, thank you very much. And, thanks for, I had a good match. And I'm thinking to myself,
thank you for people that put him over.
Yeah, right. It's like you're kind of breaking the allure, the mysticism that nobody has, like that Abdullah the Butcher had, or that, you know what I'm saying? Or Sabu had, you have like, there's a mystery about him, and you kind of break it when you do that.
I will say this though, it is kind of like when you if just retweeting that stuff, I don't think is that bad of a like retweeting stuff like that to me isn't as bad.
I don't think
I
think he said there was a video or something like that, like he's thanking people and
but I see crosses, so it's not a lot. And it's enough to where his character's pretty consistent online.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know, but I like he's such a special character. It's like just what I'm saying. You don't need to have thank people for putting you over.
Right.